Welcome to Crow Inclined, here today with a daily energetic check-in. I am using the Guardian of the Night Tarot, and your card of focus is the Five of Cups. I think we had this card out on Sunday, maybe it came out. And I had just watched Silence of the Lambs, and I was like, that's that death head moth. I think it's a hawk moth, right? So Five of Cups is a card of sorrow and sadness, right? It's a card of loss, that kind of thing. But I was reading about the death head hawk moth, and it typically has a reputation for being a bad omen, right? So we're going to talk about this, all right? Because Five of Cups is a hard card. It's a card of, like I said, sadness and sorrow. So it may point to an upcoming disappointment or a loss. And, you know, with it being cups, which is of emotions, it means that there are going to be feelings associated with this misfortune. It can also point to a previous setback or, or a loss currently consuming space in your heart, right? There's some heartache happening here. And when we're in that emotional state, we're not always capable of moving on or making room for all the things in life to appreciate. You might find yourself feeling stuck in that state of grief. But if you allow yourself time to process your emotions, it's going to help. Okay? You need to feel the anger. You need to feel the despair. You need to let sadness have its moment. Must acknowledge these emotions, okay? Yes, they are lower vibrational emotions, but they are also important for purging so that you can move on, right? Allow yourself time to process. Accept the loss, and then acknowledge the pain and suffering. This is going to help balance be restored for you, okay? Once you acknowledge them, then you can let go of what cannot be repaired. This is about a loss. This is not something that you can get back. So acknowledge it and let it go, okay? You can also call upon this energy of this death's head hawk moth if you have to deal with people who are less than sympathetic with your situation, whatever your situation is, right? The energy of this death head moth can help you not feel attacked when people are less than compassionate with your situation. Okay. So really, this is kind of a cool card to get into, even though it's a tougher message, because it is so in the emotions, right? I have a version here of the Rider-Waite, and we're going to go ahead and dig into this message here. So I hope you're all doing well. It's kind of a sad card today, but, you know, it's also about the importance of navigating those emotions around loss and misfortune, right? You have to navigate them and acknowledge them in order to let it go, right? It is a process. It's walking the coals, right? So anyway, I want to thank everyone so much for being here. And thank you for your patience lately. I'm in a, I've taken on 2 jobs to sort of help on my path here. And so I've been really tired lately. So I really appreciate you being here and showing up and taking me along on your journey, right? And I'm honored to be able to bring you these messages every day. I am here for you. All right? Keep keep in mind, this is a general reading. Use your discernment. Trust your intuition. You'll know if it's for you or not, okay? Right out of the gate, we have the Lover's card. And look, I didn't cover this one up. Okay, so this is the nature of, let me grab my little shell here. There we go. The Lover's card. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this can represent a passionate relationship, a loving relationship, right? It can also represent, coming back to your center. Okay, remember that the Five of Cups talks about having to acknowledge all of those hard emotions in order to let it go and to restore balance, right? So the nature of right now is sort of this realignment with who you are at your core, which is really, really important, especially when we're going through, this loss, this hardship, okay? Now, in your energy, you have the Two of Wands, which is beautiful because it's the planning stages. Notice they have the holding the world in their hand, right? This is about building your world the way that you want to see it, live it, exist in it, touch it, taste it, smell it, all of those things. Like, it's a total sensory plan that you're making here. Okay, so you are planning, which is good because that means that you are coming out of this hard situation. Okay. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is kind of the worker bee card. This is a mastery card too. So you've mastered something, and now you take all the things that you learned from mastering this and you apply it to other areas of your life. So, and this is also a pentacle. So this is about your material world foundation. But it seems to me that what you've mastered is what is helping you come back to your realignment. You're realizing what works in your life. You're reapplying it through this lens of your true authentic self. And you're building your new world. This is beautiful, you guys. This is beautiful energy. It feels like you're coming out of this Five of Cups energy is what it feels like. You are restoring balance, or balance is being restored in your life, right? There is healing. There is healing because you are recognizing who you are at your core. There's a huge understanding with this Lover's card. Oh yes, yeah. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, you're ready. You're ready to rock and roll. You're heading off on a new adventure. You are leaving this sadness behind. There's understanding around it now. I think with the energy in this card, you're seeing it through a different lens. Okay, let's go ahead and there. Now we don't need my little seashell anymore. Good for you. Good for you. Wow, the Empress coming out in your energy. Yeah, you are definitely getting back to center. And you are acknowledging the abundance in your life. There's a lot of abundance in your life. Remember when we're in sort of when sorrow kind of veils the world, our world, from us because we're so in our emotions, we don't necessarily recognize all of the beauty and the wonder and the abundance that we do have. Okay. Yeah, this is why I'm saying you're coming out of this time of sorrow. You're coming out of this time of sorrow. Look at this. Oh my gosh, the Ten of Cups. You made it, right? Contentment, emotional wish fulfillment. And this isn't just for you, it's for your family, it's for your friends. This is the energy of walking into a room and changing the atmosphere, right? Walking into a room that seems dark and shedding a light in there, or shining a light, brightening spaces, brightening moods, smiling at someone and making their day, okay? Yeah, you're definitely coming out of this, and with purpose. With purpose. With purpose and understanding. This is a new journey for you. Now, fives are breakthroughs, so definitely there's been a breakthrough here. Yeah, here comes the Three of Swords. You definitely had your heart broken. Okay. Now we must be careful with the Three of Swords, because sometimes we can take that hurt and create kind of a blanket story about it, right? And like, for example, I broke up, this is just an example, broke up with my boyfriend of 6 years, and my heart is broken, and therefore all relationships suck. I will never be in a relationship again. So that's what I mean by making a blanket statement based on one experience, okay? And then it becomes part of our narrative. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, okay? But it also is in alignment with the Five of Cups, because it is about acknowledging the hurt. We feel the physical sensation, and then we use our brains to sort of logically sort it out. So it can happen either way. You must acknowledge the pain. And you are. And it's not just like acknowledge it, let it go, and it's done. It's, it kind of will resurface in really, really weird ways. So, yeah, you're definitely moving on. You're moving away from it with that. Oh my gosh, yeah. And we have the Judgment card. Yeah, this is an awakening. You've opened your eyes to something here, which is beautiful, because it is helping you heal, and it is helping you move on from that energy, okay? Beautiful. Wow. Whoa. Come back. Yeah, we had two cards come out. There's the Seven of Pentacles. So something that you've planted the seeds on a long time ago. This is a card of faith. So you have a lot of faith that whatever this is that you're currently working on is going to come to fruition. It's going to help you in your material world, right? Now it came out with the Temperance card, which is all about divine timing and patience, right? It can only happen precisely when it's meant to. And it looks like whatever this is, this new beginning, couldn't happen until you acknowledge the emotions around this loss, this feeling of sorrow and sadness. Until you acknowledge that, yeah, you couldn't move forward. But you have acknowledged, and you are moving forward. Or you are in the process of, I guess I should say, acknowledging so that you can move on. Acknowledge and release, acknowledge and release. And sometimes we have to do it more than once. And yes, you are moving away from those emotions. Look at that. Stepping away from those emotions so that you can build this world. You want to build your new world from a place of a full heart and creative possibilities and imagination, right? And that is where you're going. Oops, what was that? Hold on. Yep. Flip over. Yep, the Seven of Swords. Now, it can be a card of betrayal and dishonesty, whatever, but also a card of strategy. It's like taking what you can, and you can't carry everything with you, so you have to leave some things behind, right? It's about leaving some things behind, picking this stuff up, and going. That's what this card is talking about in this particular reading with this energy, okay? Bottom of the deck, you have the Star card. Yeah, there's your guiding light right there. You are realigning. And you have the Seven of Cups coming out, and with this, it's opening the door to possibilities for you that may have been closed off for a while you were sort of traversing the inner world of sorrow and sadness. The darkness of those things. The light's coming out. The light's coming. You're coming out of this phase, and you're open to possibilities. All right, that is your reading for today. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, share with your besties, and I will see you next time.